I've spent 16 years living full-time in this van. It's been great. Well, until it broke down. But now I am more than ready for the upgrade. And with all the progress I've made recently, moving day is getting tantalisingly close. I'm really excited to show you the latest updates in the new build. But first we've got to go and pick up a package. It's a really crucial little part for the next job that I'm going to be doing on the Iveco. Getting packages delivered is one of those things that's not completely straightforward. Obviously, when you're living in a van with no address. I still use my parents' address for for banking and all that legal stuff. But they're about 3 hours away, so not really practical for regular deliveries. But if the pickup points don't work for paint or stuff like that, I've got a couple of friends who are kind enough to let me get stuff delivered to their place. I've jumped between quite a few different jobs this week. One of the first things I got done was finishing off last week's project, the bed panels. So I got my pocket hole jig set up and I've managed to get that fully installed now. So I'm really happy with that. The bedroom got another exciting upgrade as well. It's one of these things I've been putting off for ages because I just couldn't make my mind up. So I did a final bit of research and bought my bedroom light. I'm really pleased with it. I'll give you a proper look at that when we get back. Installing that meant I had to run some new electric cables, and that job kind of snowballed into doing umpteen other things. But all in all, it's been a productive week. I spotted this the other day. Have a look over here. This means spring's coming, right? I noticed it about 2 days ago. I think it had only just been done, laid. What's the word? Anyway, let me show you. Frog caviar. Hopefully by the time these guys are frogs, that road will actually be dried up enough for me to get the Iveco out. And I'll have it finished, of course. There's a few legal loopholes to jump through with the van before I can get it on the road. It's got to be classed as a motorhome instead of an ambulance by the DVLA. But I'll talk more about that in another video. That's a whole wormhole? Rabbit hole. Did a bit more cutting, chopping and routing this week as well. Finally finished the architrave around the French doors at the back. Just tidies up the expansion gap where I installed it and gives me a bit of a cable run at the top as well. That still needs a little bit of work, but for now it's a good jump forwards. It's really nice to see some actual finishing touches inside the van now. It's been so long doing the big broad brush strokes that it's been kind of hard to see the light at the end of the tunnel. But now when I go in there, it just fills me with joy. I'm so excited about being able to move into that place and get back on the road. Thought we'd get some more diesel while we're out. This collection point's at a petrol station, so 2 birds, 1 stone and all that. This time next year, I should not only be living in the Iveco, but I should have the wood burner fitted as well. That'll mean I'll be getting through a lot less diesel. At the minute I'm heating 2 vans. By then I should have started making some progress with the new circus show as well. We'll be on to the video series, get that show on the road instead of get that van on the road. That's really exciting, to be honest. I can't wait to bring you guys along for that whole adventure. Once I get this piece actually installed, that will be all of the main sort of living essentials in the van finished. I can't wait. Yeah, any guesses what it is yet? Hiya, got a parcel to collect. August. It's more likely to be that one in the big tube there, by your left hand. Should be about that long, the thing that I'm waiting for. No, maybe not the tubes, but that looks like it. Yeah, there we go. Lovely. All right, cheers, man. Thank you. Got it! Let's go! So we'll get back, I'll show you the updates on the Iveco inside, see how that's looking, and then I'll get this parcel opened up. And explain to you why I'm so excited about that. You might not be as excited as me, but that's just how my brain works. So let's get back and get in the Iveco. Woo! I'm just so happy with how all this is starting to come together now. It's really exciting. I just want to move in here immediately. That back wall's all finished off. I just need to do the cable track along the top. This wall, you can't really tell the difference from how it was before, except for the little details on this edge. But now I've run the cables behind there, covered that with my favourite Osmo. So this is all done. This countertop's all secured in place now. That's where the wood burner is going to go eventually. I've planned the spot out on the roof where the flue is going to come out. It's going to have to have a little kink in the stovepipe, which will restrict the airflow a little bit, but I have got a bit of a plan for that. In an earlier video, I talked about making a plan for this little bit of sequoia. It just had so many knots in this end and little bits of rot. Would have taken so much to fix that. So I've just curved it round here, just taken a chunk out. And what that actually means is at some point I was planning to put curtains up at this back wall anyway, and they would have needed somewhere to recess in this side. So taking that piece off the end has not been a bad thing at all. And to be honest with you, I really like how it looks. It's got a nice flow to it. This bed edge, as I said, totally secure now. Really happy with how that's turned out. And the thing that made me super happy to get installed yesterday, I think that was, is this bedroom light. I've actually run it off 240 volts instead of 12 volts like my other lights, because I just couldn't find a 12 volt light that I really liked, that I really wanted to install. And the thing is, I have a 240 volt fridge, so my inverter has to be running at all times anyway to keep that powered. So I figured, why not just go for a 240 volt light? It has a few different settings, so it goes all through the Kelvin scale. You can go from 3000 Kelvin up to 6500, and then obviously it does all the normal dimming functions. Goes down to there. You can turn off the main light, and it's got this nice sort of edge light to it here as well, and you can turn that up and down. You can have that one turned off. That, you know, you can imagine what it does. It does all the variables of what it can possibly do. I thought about going for RGB, but honestly, I'm not a huge fan of all the flashing multicolored lights. I like to be able to have dimmable lights, but I don't need a disco in here every night. So I think that's all the major updates for this week. Now time for the grand reveal. It's quite heavy. Oh yeah. So these, oh, let's separate them, are the runners that I'm going to use for the shower room. Well, for the toilet that goes in the shower room. I've got the cubby down there, and these are going to fit either side of that. There's going to be a big shelf on here, and my toilet is going to sit on top. So that means when you need to use the toilet, you'll just lift up the shutter, pull those tabs, and slide out the shelf that'll have the composting toilet on, and then just neatly push them back and slide and lock them in. So spent a while researching these, and these ones are capable of carrying 220 kilos. So for me, I weigh about 75 kilos, plus a fancy bucket with some material in there. With a safety margin, I think 220 kilos is going to be plenty for me to actually use and sit on that shelf. So I'm really excited about these. I should be able to get all that finished and installed by the end of next week's video. So then all of the living facilities will be in here. Everything else is just going to be about building storage, really, which is such an exciting place to get to. I'm absolutely thrilled. While I was ordering these, I did do a load of research into drawer runners for all the other drawers. I've got about 7 drawers that I'm going to be putting in here, and the ones I've opted for, I think, are the best possible drawer runners you could get for a motorhome. or a camper van, caravan, yacht, anything you like really. And I'll explain those reasons next week. So tune in next week for more exciting draw runner chat. Until next time, guys. See you then. Bye.